Well, welcome, everyone, to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live, brought to you live by Fairway Food Stores, as well as all of our other lovely sponsors. By the way, you'll notice, first off, let me introduce Mr. Hunter Moeller, coming from home.
What's up?
With the you got the molars, that beautiful molars. What do you even call that? It's not a painting.
I
Sign.
don't know.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. Was that you or Samantha who put it into place to get that sign hung up?
Me.
Oh, nice.
She might have mentioned where to put it, but
yeah, but you're the one who came up with the sign.
yeah.
That's what matters. Hey,
Actually, that sign was a gift. That sign was a gift.
Oh, nice.
Pretty cool gift, huh?
That is a pretty cool gift. Would you like to shout out whoever gave you guys that gift?
That would be Mitch and Kristen Bowles.
Good job. Mitch Bowles. I used to cover him in high school. Wait.
Yep.
Yes,
Same
I did.
class as me. Yep, you're right.
Same class as Hunter. By the way, look at the sign behind me. Yeah.
Company of the year. Oh, you want to shout out who gave us that?
That would be the ESOP Association. We were the 2022 Company of the Year. Looking to get a 2024 right behind. Hey, what year did Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk come out again?
Oh, we've been on this train for about a year now.
About a year and a half almost, huh?
Yeah.
Almost like we started in 2022.
Yeah. Seems like it feels like it's been a lot longer, honestly.
It
doesn't feel like it's been that long, actually. It feels like I don't know.
We still have that first year, like the honeymoon cheer, you know?
Yeah.
And we're gonna keep the good times rolling this morning with a little bit of track. By the way, when I wanted to sit with this thing by me, but when you talk about your track after I do, I'm actually gonna turn the light off. You're gonna see me go dark for a second. I'm gonna get to the back because I'm the only one here. I don't want anyone barging in on our show. Or maybe I do. Maybe I'll just invite them on the show.
You could.
Let's talk a little SEC track. How about that? Hunter, you want to talk a little SEC track? I'm going to talk a little SEC track. The Southeast Conference track meet was held in Fort Madison last Thursday night, despite the wetness, the rain. By the way, fun fact, I think this is the third time that Fort Madison has hosted the track meet since I have been at this paper, and I think every single time it's poured, and their track has a little trouble with the water, which is ironic because it's right by a pool. But we have a double winner out of the Washington Demon track team.
Man.
Washington Demons got first in the boys, first in the girls. I'm going to tell you, they're going for their fourth straight championship in the boys track. And I was a little nervous for them. I thought Fort Madison, I'd watched the Bricart Crew relays in Fairfield a few days before that, and the Fort Madison kids were just flying. I was like, uh-oh, our teams are in trouble when it comes to boys. But that's not true. The Washington boys win by 5 points in the SEC boys race. They scored 143. Fort Madison scored 138. They were only up by 1 up until the very last 3 events, and they got a 1-2 out of Micah Reese and Andrew Reese in the 1600. By the way, they also went 1-2 in the 3200. Micah Reese won the 800, just barely got Fairfield's Gabe Tejada at the finish line there. 400-meter dash, Alec Ewan is a conference champion, and the Washington sprint medley and distance medley teams are champions. Also a champion in the wheelchair events was Josh Anderson, who won the 100, 200, 400, and 800 per the huge for him. The only other boys conference champion we had was Fairfield. Ryan Giberson won the high jump, and Fairfield as a team got 4th. Mount Pleasant got 6th. Panthers had a 2nd place or 2 there, but didn't have any conference champions. And then the girls' race, it was once again a Union area battle. This year it was back to Washington versus Mount Pleasant, and the Washington Demons for the first time since. Hunter, why don't you just give me a year that was what you would consider like a pretty long time ago? Any random year.
I mean, 2015 feels pretty long ago.
It does. It does. 2015 feels like a long time ago. How about 1979? That was the last time Washington girls track had won the SEC meet. They do it with,
Really?
with a 173. Yeah, isn't that crazy? They
It's
came
kinda
really close
wild.
the last couple of years.
It's kind of wild because Mount Pleasant has so this season it feels like Mount Pleasant has won like every meet that they've been at with like even Washington there and like
I
all the
agree.
other Southeast Conference teams.
Yes, well, and especially recently. And both Washington and Mount Pleasant, they honestly don't battle too much, those two schools, as far as like there's not very many events where it's like who's gonna win between Washington and Mount Pleasant. There's a couple relays,
Yeah.
but Washington gets some good points in the mid distance. Iris Dahl, 400-meter dash and 800 champion. Washington did have the 200-meter champion with Jaden Moore. Leighton Messner won the 400 hurdles and the high jump, and then she was part of the shuttle hurdle relay that won, and the distance medley team for Washington also wins. And then Mount Pleasant did get second. There was gaps between both ways here because Washington beat them by almost 50 points, but they were also almost 50 points above Fort Madison for third. The Panthers got championships out of Alex Scott in the 100-meter dash, Bailey Jalis in the long jump, 4x1, 4x2, and sprint medley for Mount Pleasant win conference champions. So that was basically the entire slate of girls events just between those two schools. Lily Berggren for the Fairfield girls does win the 100-meter hurdle. So the Washington Demons, a sweep. I'm trying to think of the last time there was a sweep at the SEC meet. I'm sure it was probably Mount Pleasant maybe 4 years ago. I remember the year that Fairfield won the girls and Washington won the boys. So it's probably been 5 years since somebody won the girls and the boys, because I think Mount Pleasant did it 5 years ago. So now Washington Demons head into state qualifying week with the conference championship.
The state qualifying meet takes top two, right?
Yes, top two. And at large,
it goes to times, right? Then it goes to times.
Yes, and the small schools, I believe, still do just the winner and at larges because it's the numbering system's a little different with how many. There's more or there's less or whatever it is. Speaking of small schools, you were at Waco High School.
Yeah, I was at Waco High School, and it feels like the conference meet's been held there. They run it really well over there. It's always kind of a smooth sailing ship, you could say. But we've got some winners out of the Pekin girls and the Columbus boys. Obviously, this meet's broken up into Southeast Conference North. The North teams face off against one another. They're all running together, but the North, scores against one another, and vice versa with the South on the boys and girls side. But two winners for the Union area. The Pekin girls finishes the top placers in the Southeast Iowa Super Conference North, 165 points for the Panthers there. Staying in the North with the team scores, Hillcrest Academy finished third with 84, Highland fifth with 64, Columbus sixth with 60, Waco seventh with 58, and Winfield Mount Union ninth with 51 points. Meanwhile, on the North boys side, Columbus was winners with 186 points. Pekin followed in second with 140. Winfield Mount Union third, 120. Waco fifth with 67.5. Hillcrest Academy 21 and Highland 9 points to round out that list there. And in the South Division, Mediapolis gets a double on both the boys and girls. Both of those teams are pretty dang good, particularly the Mediapolis boys. Any event that they're in and they're kind of they're the top rated team. They seem to win by quite a bit. What they were, I think what it was last year, they were state champs. So they're in Class 2A. So boys title, the boys won with 190 points, the girls with 148 points. Van Buren County finishes fourth on the girls side with 94.5 points. New London sixth with 12. Boys wise, Van Buren County plays second with 94 points. And New London sixth with 55 points. Bear with me here because we've got a lot of winners. I'm going to try to run through them as fast as I can. For the Pekin girls.
Speed run it.
Yeah. For the Pekin girls, Chloe Glosser, might recognize that name from cross country. 3 wins for Glosser on the day. Wins the 800, 1500, and the 3000. Quite a slate to be running there for her, but she gets it done. Anna Hadley also picks up 2 wins, obviously defending Class 1A state discus champion. She wins the discus, sets a new conference record. 133.06 in the discus there, and then wins the shot put with 35.02.25. Then a couple relay wins for the Panthers: Audrey Ferris, Alex Parsons, Maddie Petrin, Chloe Glosser in the 4x8, and then Lauren Conklin, Krista Sheets, Audrey Ferris, and Chloe Glosser in the distance medley. So, man, that's a lot of work for Chloe Glosser there, anchoring 2 relays and then picking up the 3 wins herself. So, but yeah, the Pekin girls looking good, and we've seen them perform well for a number of years now, and they've got a really strong young core there too. So, on the Pekin boys side, Brady McWhorter picks up a pair of wins, 1,600 and the 3,200, and then a quartet of relay victories: Will Adam, Brody Saboski, Noah Lucas, Nolan Glick in the 4x2, Will Adam, Nolan Glick, Brady McWhorter, Jaden Wolver in the 4x400, and then Riley Smith, Lane Ferris, Cole Milliken, Mason Dahlstrom in the 4x800, and then Elijah Brock, Will Adam, Robert Brown, Jaden Wolver in the 4x110 meter shuttle hurdle. On to Hillcrest Academy. 4 wins for the Hillcrest Academy girls, all from one person. That would be Raya Scott in the 100 meter, Raya Scott in the 200 meter, Raya Scott in the 400 meter, and Raya Scott in the long jump. Yeah, she's good. Shows out for the Ravens there. Hillcrest Academy boys, no winners on the day. The two highest finishes came from Owen Scott in the long jump, 20.05.00, and then Kale Bailey picks up a 4th place finish in high jump, 5.8. On the Highland girls side, highest finish was a 2nd place finish from Alex Hahn, Haley Braun, and Lily Bear and Grace Prybill in the 4x100, and then a quartet of 3rd place finishes: Grace Prybill in the 100 meter, Lily Bear in the 200, Mackenzie Davis in the 400, and Alex Hahn in the long jump. Highland boys, highest finish was Jackson Schneider in the 110 meter hurdles, 5th place finish for him there. And then on to the Columbus girls, no winners, a pair of 2nd place finishes: Camila Bacon, I think that's how you say her name, in the 200 meter dash, and then Isabel Forbes in the shot put, 30.03. On to the Columbus boys. All the winners from the Columbus boys, 6 wins on the day: Kay Namagon in the 100 meter, Kay Namagon in the 200 meter, Lamar Sanat in the 110 meter hurdles, Juan Charez, Riley Cowberg, Lamar Sanat, and Kay Namagon in the 4x1, and then Russell Coyle picks up a pair of wins in the shot put and the discus. On the Waco girl side, 1 win in the relay from a relay: Ali Reiner, Brenna Graber, Madeline Farmer, and Zoe Denler in the 4x1. Carly Lunsford and Zoe Denler pick up a pair of 2nd place finishes in the 800 meter and the 400 meter hurdles. On the Waco boys, 4 2nd place finishes for the Warriors: Hayden Shellman, Isaac Ridge, Gage Samo, Clayton Miller in the 4x1, Loudon Hazengay, Samo, Casey Coakley, Clayton Miller in the 4x110 meter shuttle hurdle, and then Hazengay in the high jump, and then Chase Waterhouse in the discus. Winfield Mount Union, 3 wins for the Wolves: Josie Nelson in the 100 meters, 100 meter hurdles, Tessa Houston in the 400 meter hurdles, and then Quinn Smith in high jump. Ari Meeker picks up a 100 meter dash, 2nd place finish, and then Nelson, Houston, Ari Meeker, and Quinn Smith in the 4x2. Winfield Mount Union with quite a bit of 1st place wins. I'm almost done, I promise. Ty Scorpill in the 400 meter dash, Colby Newsom 800 meter, Scorpill again in the 400 meter hurdles, Jake Edwards high jump, Cam Buffington long jump, Cale Johnson, Eli Miller, Abram Edwards, Gabe Hemsworth in the sprint medley, Lane Gankinger, Abram Edwards, Jackson Jones, and Colby Newsom in the distance medley, all wins there for Winfield Mount Union. The Van Buren County girls, Haley Snogren in the 800 meter, Marley Mertens in the 100 meter hurdles, Ava Loeffler, Daphne Wells, Emma Coffin, and Kaylee Snogren in the distance medley, Marley Mertens, Daphne Wells, Lexi Wiley, and Libby Bainbridge in the 4x100 shuttle hurdle. Van Buren County boys, Tyler Stoltz wins the high jump, Cameron Stoltz wins the discus. New London girls, no wins. Highest finisher is Megan Lee in the discus. New London boys, 1 win on the day. London Franklin picks up a win in the long jump, 21.06.00, and then the Tigers also had 5 3rd place finishes there. And that's it.
That's it.
Sorry, I tried to go fast, but
well, it's hard. That's a lot of wins, and of course, Super Conference is our most superest conference in the entire Southeast Iowa Union. Most of our teams are in that conference, so busy day for Mr. Hunter. Thursday is state qualifying. A lot of our smaller schools will be at Sigourney.
Same place as last year.
The qualifiers Signy last year.
I believe so. Yeah,
I remember being at Waco, but it might have been for conference.
that was for conference because I remember
switched for qualifier.
I don't think we were at the small school.
Oh,
qualifier
Dana was.
because,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not sure if we were there
because I was at Mount Pleasant's qualifier, the big school qualifier.
Yeah, and of course, for you big school fans, as usual, the qualifier on Thursday will be at Maple Leaf Athletic Complex in Mount Pleasant. That one never changes.
No,
that one never changes. We speaking of never changes, we're not going to change when we come back from these commercial breaks, but we're going to change what we're talking about. Right. A little soccer, a little golf, and a little tennis yet to go. Stick with us. Take a bathroom break.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Step back in time and create unforgettable memories of the 2024 Midwest Old Threshers reunion. Gather the family and immerse yourselves in the nostalgic charm of steam engines, antique cars and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and the horses. Whether it's the savory delights from the North Village, to the log cabin, or the unforgettable concerts, this is where memories are crafted. Plan now to bask in the history of the past from August 29th to September 2nd in Mount Pleasant. Visit oldthreshers.com for details. Don't miss this chance to make timeless memories.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Welcome back to Southeast Iowa Sports Talk Live and our soccer coverage from recently. And soccer kind of, this couple weeks, I'll be honest, soccer fans, you get brushed to the wayside a little bit because track does their conference and their state qualifier. Tennis state qualifiers and conference are going crazy. And golf is doing their postseason. But Mr. Hunter Moeller had a little soccer roundup for us in the paper, and we had some stuff happen last night. So, Hunter, why don't you tell us about the stuff and I'll try and fill in for area soccer.
Yeah. Well, looking at just last week, Fairfield was supposed to play, but the game got postponed, so there were only 3 games looking at between last Thursday and Friday. So I just threw them in here and do a small little story. But Mount Pleasant fell to Burlington on the both the boys and girls side, both by a score of 4-2. And then I just threw in Keokuk score because they were the only other Southeast Conference team to play, and they on the boys' side lost to Central Lee 7-3. As for last night, I was in Mount Pleasant to watch Fort Madison take on Mount Pleasant, and we kind of talked about, you and I talked about this. Very well could be a really good game, but really it was all Fort Madison. The Bloodhounds scored once within the first minute, and then once more around the 34-minute mark, which is, the way my mind works with soccer, like they would start at 1, but they time it down, so it's the 34-minute mark, which is 6 minutes in.
Yes.
Not 34 minutes in, but so they held the 2-0 lead
down in America.
Yeah,
it's like that's how we do it.
True, it's probably been watching too much Premier League or something. But they scored once more before the end of half, so by half it was 3-0. And against a team like Fort Madison, if just the way they were playing, they were controlling the ball really well. It seemed like they had the pressure on all night long. They ended up scoring twice more before the end of it. And Mount Pleasant was able to get one from Jackson Newman. But that's all they can muster in that one. And Fort Madison takes the win 5-1. And I need to look up I need to check out the conference standings real quick. But it's got to be Fort Madison, Washington. Looking at the top here, Burlington as well. But
yeah, well, I can tell you, I
was going to say Washington. It's kind of a 3-way race between Washington, Burlington, and Fort Madison right now, and I think they've got one less game played. I think because maybe one hasn't been made up yet or something. Because unless it hasn't been updated, but Washington leading was at 6-1, and then obviously they're 6-1. They got the win over Keokuk pretty handedly last night. So,
yes, 7-1 win for the Demons last night. By the way, and then how'd the Fairfield boys do last night? Do you know?
So Fairfield boys in a tight one fall to Burlington 1-0. They haven't played
so much better lately. Fairfield.
Let me click on that one real quick. And that goal was scored in the first half, so it was just it's kind of a tough break for that would have been a huge win for Fairfield, and obviously it would have been a huge win for Washington. They're looking to take the conference, but I'd have to look back at the schedule. I'm not sure if, like I said, Fort Madison's played one less game from a cancellation or something, or Washington 6-1, or
there's been a few. The postponements messed up of, and Burlington got like a weirdly slow start. Like they had like 2 games played, while everybody else had like 6.
Yeah.
I can tell you in the girls. Oh hey, special guest. Look, we got a special guest. It's publisher Matt Bryant. I'm sitting back here because the lights. You have to turn one light on. I was all alone here, so I'm back here. Matt's here. I have some bad news. I was invited to be on Morning Breath tomorrow morning as a guest host, and got a funeral tomorrow, so I can't make it. So all you Morning Breath fans, apologies. But in girls soccer, that is a lot more figured out. Burlington is 10-0. They got it. They got the conference championship, but we still had some big games last night, including Mount Pleasant was headed to Fort Madison. That's the second and third place teams in the conference. Not a great night for the Panthers. Fort Madison wins 7-0 over Mount Pleasant. That drops Mount Pleasant to 6-4. They've now lost 3 straight, and they will finish third in the conference. Washington played against Keokuk. That game was at Keokuk, yes, because the boys were playing at home, and I believe the Demons took care of business in that one. Oh man, come on, varsity band.
And on the boys' side, the Demons are now 7-1 after that win last night against Keokuk.
Yeah,
and I didn't say the final score of that one, but that one was a 10-1 win over Keokuk.
10-1 win, and then of course, as I said, Burlington went undefeated, so that means that Fairfield did not beat them last night. Burlington at 10-0 over Fairfield, and ironic or fitting score as Burlington finishes the conference 10-0, 10 wins, nothing losses. So there we go. Now, actually, let's go to commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to talk what's going on with golf, tennis, and that'll do it. See you after the break.
Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers, and sellers to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome to the C block of Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. And that C today stands for club, like golf club. We're going to talk a little golf, Hunter. Is that cool with you? You been golfing much this year?
I went golfing once.
I've
twice.
went golfing 0. You're beating me.
My first time out was way better than my second time, which is sad.
You go New London?
I went to Mount Pleasant.
I went to Mount Pleasant. God, I need to get back out there. I'm getting the itch. Watching golf really makes me get the itch. I was in Mount Pleasant for the Southeast Conference Boys meet on Wednesday. And if you've been watching the show or reading the paper or paying any attention at all, you know that the Washington Demons have pretty well dominated the boys golf slate this year. No different. In fact, it was almost more so at the SEC meet in Mount Pleasant. Washington Demons shoot 288 to beat second place Fairfield by almost 50 strokes. It was all Demons. They had the top 5 finishers. Roman Roth, who's the defending state champion and the defending SEC individual champion, shoots 67. Rajan Roth, second at 71. Drew Conrad, 75. Luke Beanblossom, 76. And Kason Brown, 79 to round out the top 5 there. Washington also had Teague Meyer. He had a nice day too. And he just like 83, I believe. I have 44 here. Going to change that. Mess it up in the stinking paper. That was his front 9. Fairfield got second. The Trojans were the only team with a top 6er in all conference first teamer besides Washington. That was Archer Kruger, who shot 82. But Fairfield actually had a lot of guys right near each other. Archer Kruger went 82 and Landon Nordruff had 82. So tiebreaker there puts Kruger into the top 6. Sam Wheaton just one off. He shoots 83. Luke Thornton shoots 88. Drew Myers and Kason Miller both at 91. And in third place was hosting Mount Pleasant. They shot 350, so just off of Fairfield. We've seen Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, and kind of Fort Madison go back and forth and back and forth this year. And at the SEC meet, it goes Trojans, Panthers, Bloodhounds. Mount Pleasant was led by Nate Dismay and Merrick Lamb, a senior and a freshman. Both shot 86. Reese Kaufman with an 88, Alec Barton 92, Brody Engel 94, and Sam Frary, son of former Southeast Iowa Union sales superstar Holly Frary, shoots a 103. Got some inside information that he won a qualifying event the day before that meet, so to get that 6th spot for Mount Pleasant. On the Super Conference side, Winfield Union and Van Buren County got 4th and 5th at the Super Conference boys meet. WMU is actually 4 spots off of 2nd because Central Lee was 2nd with 344. Mediapolis won that by 20 strokes. Winfield 348, Van Buren County 352, Hillcrest 375 for 7th, Columbus 401 to tie with Holy Trinity for 9th, New London 404 for 11th, Highland 427 for 13th, Waco 15th with a 454. And now some breaking news from yesterday, so it's not that breaking, but in the Super Conference girls meet, the Highland Huskies are your champions. They beat New London by just a couple of strokes yesterday. Here we go. Here's the girls' golf standings. So it was between a couple Union area teams right to the stinking bitter end. Highland shoots, drum roll please, a 380, and New London shoots a 382. So
Wow.
a 2-stroke win for Highland. Very, very close at the end there. And then other teams, Van Buren County got 4th, Columbus Junction 5th, Winfield Mount Union 9th, Hillcrest Academy 11th, Waco 12th. So, by the way, first year of Waco golf this spring. Your individual champion was Taylor Phillips, who absolutely dominated. She shot 76, which was a 7-point individual championship, 7-stroke individual championship. Mediapolis' Olivia Hines shot 83. 3rd place was Addison Protzman of Highland with 91. So 15 strokes from 1st place to 3rd place there. Sophie Mlott of New London, 4th at 91. Danica Krause of Highland, 92. She got 5th. Going down here, Kelsey Cerny from Highland, 97. You see how Highland just threw everyone right there in that top 15. And froze on me for a second there. But another Highland name down here. Whoops. Come on, computer. Here we go. Emerson Schultz shot a 100. I think I said Kelsey Cerny shot a 97. Adeline Cross with a 105. So Highland just all over it. A couple other big performers. Sophia Urat got 11th for Van Buren County with a 100. Tessa Sayer for Van Buren County got a 107. And Kinley Brown for Columbus 107. Those are all top 20s. Couple New London top 20s from Emma Busby with a 106. She finished 15th. And Stevie Wintermeyer finishes 20th with a 109. So that was a lot of Union area kids in the top 20. And so we'll see. Highland and New London, I like their chances. We'll have the state qualifiers coming up for them soon. And they're going to be at least right on the edge in Class 1A.
I have all the sectionals and the district round, or just the postseed, the sectionals and district pairings from boys and girls, 1A, 2A, and 3A. If you want me to read the teams,
I'd love you to. Also, Mike, just breaking the fourth wall here, Mike.
Sure this is. Yep. What's that?
No, my computer screen's just like flashing. Like,
oh,
wait.
So I'll go through just where all our teams are going to be playing first round, and then potentially if they make it to the district round, where they'll be at. So down, starting with Class 1A boys, in section 15, we've got it's going to be hosted at New London, Deerwood, tomorrow, 10 a.m. We've got Danville, English Valley, Holy Trinity Catholic, New London, Waco, Wapello, and Winfield Mount Union. And I should have mentioned 14. First, we have one team in section 14. That would be Keota. They'll be heading to Springville, so a little drive there maybe. These are all these will be all tomorrow, by the way, at 10 a.m.
Wait, where's Highland wasn't in there? Where's Highland going?
No, I'm getting there. In Section 16 at Linville Sully, we've got Baxter, BGM, Highland, Hillcrest Academy, Linville Sully, Montezuma, and North Mahaska. I should mention all the teams that are in Springville are Calamus, Wheatland, Columbus Community, HLV, Keota, Lone Tree, Midland, and Springville. So that's all our smaller, well, our Class 1A area schools. Let me jump over to Class. Well, this is Class 3A. I'll save them for last. But over in Class 2A in Section 8 hosted at Mid Prairie, so in Wellman, we've got Central Lee, Mediapolis, Mid Prairie, Regina Catholic, Tipton, Van Buren County, West Branch, and West Liberty. So that's our 2A squads. Those I didn't even mention this for Class 1A, but in Class 1A, all our teams that were in that low, there's kind of 4 split up into a lower bracket that was 13, 14, 15, and 16. The winners from those will advance to Wapello. That Wapello was where the district round was. So in Class 2A, the teams I just mentioned from Section 8, the winners from Mid Prairie, Comanche is another location in Roland Story. The winners, teams, and individuals from those each of those sections will advance to the regional, which will be held at Regina Catholic. There in Class 2A for our team. So, and then in Class 3A, in Section 5 is going to be held at Mount Pleasant, where all our 3A teams will be at. There's Albia, Fairfield, Fort Madison, Keokuk, Mount Pleasant, Mount Vernon, Notre Dame, West Burlington, and Washington. So they're kind of split up into section with Section 6, which would be in Oskaloosa. But so the winners from 5 and 6, those sections will advance to the districts in Williamsburg, and all the district rounds will be held May 13th. So 3A, our 3 big area schools will be looking to make it to Williamsburg, and then with the hope of making it to state after that district round there.
For sure. What day was the one in Mount Pleasant?
Tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Tomorrow also. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, like all the golf district round or sectional rounds are tomorrow.
And tomorrow at the same time, yeah.
Over to, let's see here. What do I got here? My regional science. I got to make sure I find it. Let me see here. This is my Class 2A, and I lost it. Oh, that's my Class 1A on the girls' side.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I found it. So in Class 1A, Region 5C will be held at New London. Deerwood Golf Course that will feature Columbus Community, Danville, Holy Trinity Catholic. Columbus Community, are they saying that's Columbus Junction? Columbus?
Yes, Columbus Community.
Because they're also known as that. They're also known as that too, right?
I think they
that
like
always
Columbus
kind of throws me off.
better. Yeah, I know.
But
there's also Waterloo Columbus.
Yeah, which
not the same.
Pops up sometimes, but Louisa, Muscatine, Moravia, New London, Waco, Wapello, and Winfield Mount Union. So mention that will be at New London, Deerwood Golf Course, and then in Region 5B at Sigourney, BGM, English Valleys, Highland, Hillcrest Academy, HLV, Keota, Montezuma, North Mahaska, and Sigourney. So those 2 sections are along with Section 5A. Winners of those 3 sections will be playing for a shot to go to Honey Creek Resort in Moravia, which is where their district round will be held. And then jumping over to 2A here, let me double check, make sure I get Van Buren County in. Okay. So Van Buren County in Class 2A will be playing in Region 5 at Kelowna Golf Course, once again in Mid Prairie. So a lot of these on the boys and girls side are kind of played in the same location. So that would be Burlington, Notre Dame, West Burlington, Central Lee, Mediapolis, Mid Prairie, Tipton, Van Buren County, West Liberty, and Wilton are in the Class 2A Region 5A section. Region 5B is also in that pairing. So those 2 sections will be playing for a shot to play at districts, which will be held at West Liberty. And then finally, in Class 3A, we've got 3A Region 4 will be played at Solon. That features some pretty stout competition for our big area schools. We got Assumption, Central DeWitt, Davis County, Fairfield, Fort Madison, Grinnell, Keokuk, Lisbon, Mount Pleasant, Solon, Washington, and Xavier. So that's where the Class 3A Region 4 section will be held, and it doesn't give where their the regional final will be played on May 15th, but it doesn't give to where they're, or doesn't say where they're, to be announced for their shot at state location for their district location.
Got TBD, TBA.
So sorry if I kind of
ENT.
botched that. I was just trying to say where all their postseason assignments were.
Formerly Spike TV. I think that one doesn't exist anymore. Have a little tennis. We had this is the week of tennis. This is tennis's week, and it started yesterday with regional tennis in Fairfield, where recently crowned Southeast Conference individual champion from Mount Pleasant by way of Winfield, by way of Spain, Jana Asantavilla rolls through the singles tournament here. By the way, Fairfield. This is at Fairfield Middle School and at Maharishi. Fairfield, Maharishi, and Mount Pleasant were all three there. Yesterday, Jana Asantavilla had 4 matches: 6-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, and 6-1, 6-1. Those last 2 were over Maharishi's Pujita Mukadam and Ashita Mukadam. Apparently, Pujita was pretty sick yesterday, so she had a little rough time under the weather trying to advance, but she ended up in that 3rd place game. Ashita Mukadam was the 3rd seed, upset the 2 seed in the semifinals. So Jana Asantavilla and Ashita Mukadam played each other in the regional championship. Asantavilla wins, stays pretty much untouched this year, but the 2 of them will be off to the state tournament as singles. Top 2 make it in that one. And then we also had quite a happenings in the doubles tournament. It's kind of crazy how this, by the way, I'm not sure if you were there last year or I was there for a little while. This is the tournament that infamously last year went until like 10:30 p.m. Do you remember that? You were there for like hours, right?
Yeah, it was I don't even know how to describe it. It was taking forever. It felt like every match was going like to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, so they did fix it yesterday where they didn't go add in. I think last year there was all sorts of mess ups with the way it was, but a big thing was that the tiebreakers were different. They were playing add in the earlier rounds, which just makes it go a little longer.
I didn't know, like during the conference meet, one thing I found interesting is that once they got outside like once you got into like the loser side of the bracket, so like, from first and third, if you weren't on the first and third side of the bracket, it was like they were just playing like one set, or maybe that was just on the boys' side. I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know if they did that. I can't remember if they did that last year or not, but
sometimes for consolation you just do one set because you have to get top 2 to make it. By the way, in doubles, we had one team go through. We actually had a battle between Maharishi and Fairfield. Maria Altinska Ross and Aparajita Kalra of Maharishi beat Fairfield's #1 team of Winland and Yaminer. In the semifinals, they did fall to Davis County's Abby Warning and Coley Smith in a 3-set battle. So I had to leave that one a little early yesterday, so don't know exactly what time, but it's still like 5 hours earlier than the year before. But they'll be going. So we've got 1 doubles in girls, 2 singles in girls, and then the boys is tomorrow in Fairfield. Now there's no Maharishi. Maharishi and Fairfield play together. Of course, Fairfield's best couple of players are Maharishi players. So we'll see if Rumen Luan Han Wang, those will be our favorites to get through. Maybe Phoenix Watson of Mount Pleasant, but I can tell you every year the boys regionals or districts is what they call it in boys is quite a clash because you've got your Assumptions, your Xaviers coming down. And I wonder if there's one extra team. Maybe I should look that up right now because of the fact that usually Maharishi and Fairfield takes up 2 spots. This year they take up 1 spot. So I bet there's one extra team in there somewhere.
Yep. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm gonna check to see if see if we can get the official list of teams tomorrow.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like this year in particularly, usually you see that the Xaviers get bunched down, and it seems like every year It's like no matter how good like those our teams are, those like the Xavier comes down and just is like a whole nother level. It's just kind of crazy to see. And in the rankings, they always have like 3 or 4 players that are in like the top 5 or top 10. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we were able to see the doubles team from Fairfield the last couple of years was able to break through that a little bit, but there's been years where it's, and then we have a good tennis area. Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, and Maharishi are always 3 of the best teams in the area.
I think it's almost kind of underappreciated in some senses too, because it's like, I don't know. I mean, like you haven't seen like anybody like from down here that's made it to state in years. It hasn't been like recognized really. It's always kind of around the more populated areas, which I mean, could be a reason why, but I don't know.
Yeah, so tomorrow we've got Assumption, Davis County, Fairfield, Fort Madison, Keokuk, Mount Pleasant, Oskaloosa, and Cedar Rapids Xavier. I don't know if we've had teams play against Oskaloosa, but I know they've got some pretty darn good stinking courts over there, so they have to have something coming down here. That's tomorrow. I believe it starts at 9 o'clock. Let me see this here. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then also just running it back here. Tennis boys start at 8 a.m. The golf sectional in Mount Pleasant starts at 10 a.m. And right in between there in Keokuk, where you'll be for the girls' varsity conference meet, starts at 9 a.m. So early risers tomorrow. That means Hunter and I are going to be doing a lot of stories tonight to get ready. Well, I'm going to a funeral tomorrow, so.
I'm going to be down in Keokuk all day, pretty much.
All day, Mr. Keokuk. And that's all we have for sports. That was it's busy.
Like a good flowing show. I mean, I know we hit 11 o'clock, which is like our goal to try to stay under 11, but it felt like sometimes it feels like we're just talking. Like, but today it felt good. It felt like we were saying some important stuff.
That's true. Usually I'm just talking about nothing over here. Usually it's just like, especially when we're on Zoom, it's like get lonely. Anyway. Stay tuned later on for news break, but for Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk, we will see you with some huge news because of all the other things that are happening this week. And when will we see them?
We'll see you next week.
Tuesday, May